How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Fraud on the Telly. Today we are talking about how to watch Critical Role. For us longtime fans out there, we kind of take this for granted, but Critical Role is a behemoth of a show. I mean, Campaign 1 alone has 115 episodes, each like 4 to 5 hours long, so this is no easy task. So today I'm going to be doing my best to break it down for you guys, the new viewers, or those who want to get into Critical Role, and how I personally would recommend going about watching this show. As always, if you enjoy the video and learn something new, why don't you like, comment, and subscribe? Don't forget to check out some of our other Critical Role content, and let's just get right into the video, shall we? So I had a conversation over the weekend with one of my good friends who isn't really a Critical Role fan at all. They enjoy D&D, but they've never really watched Critical Role, and they were talking to me about it and asking how exactly should they get started, as they saw that there's 3 campaigns of Critical Role with 100+ episodes in every campaign, and they just felt that it was crazy overwhelming trying to get into it. It's like showing someone Naruto for the first time and being like, nah dude, trust me, you'll like this, you just have to get through the 500 episodes. So we begin with Campaign 1, as one should. Just kidding, I lied. In actuality, I highly recommend watching Legend of Vox Machina, the Critical Role animated show on Amazon Prime, first before you watch any of the live D&D show. Now, I do this for a couple of reasons. One, if you've never seen D&D or played D&D or know anything about D&D, this is going to be a good intro to the characters, to the world, to kind of how D&D works with spells, all that jazz. The animated show does a really good job of introducing our characters, our party dynamic, the world that we live in, and gives us a good glimpse and kind of a good synopsis, or like a shortened of the story of one of the first arcs of Campaign 1, the Briarwood arc. After watching Legend of Vox Machina, I would tell you to begin watching Campaign 1, but we're going to skip ahead quite a few episodes to episode 28, The Sun Tree. Now, if you took my advice and watched Legend of Vox Machina, a lot of these first few episodes that we're going to be watching in Campaign 1, starting at episode 28, Sun Tree, are going to seem very familiar. That's because we are starting off here at the beginning of the Briarwood arc, skipping the first 27 episodes of Critical Role. Now, why would we skip these first episodes? In short, it's because of a specific player that at the time was a member of the cast who is no longer a member of the cast anymore, and their kind of involvement in the game. Some of these early episodes of Critical Role, for me, watching them back multiple times, they're really cringe. Some of them are really hard to watch, a lot of it because of Orion's action, and it seemed like the whole entire group and just the show in general really took an upswing after Orion leaves around this time. We talked a lot more in detail about Orion and the problems with that early Campaign 1 Critical Role stuff in our reaction video to We Need to Talk About Orion, done by Super Geek Mike, so go check that out in the eye above if you're curious and want to learn more about that. As we said, episode 28 is the beginning of the Briarwood arc, so if you wanted to skip the Briarwood arc after watching Legend of Vox Machina, you would start at around episode 35 or 36, which are kind of the wrap up of this first act of Critical Role Campaign 1. From here, I would just watch the rest of Campaign 1 and just enjoy the absolute insanity. There are some filler-esque episodes, but you might as well just watch the entire thing. If you really want to, you can sift through the Wikipedia to filter out the fillers, but I would highly just recommend just watching the rest of Campaign 1. Here's a handy tip for those of you who don't want to devote 3 to 4 hours plus on every single Critical Role episode. Just watch it in 1.5 speed, guys. Or at the very least, turn all the combat to 1.5 speed, and I promise you're going to save a lot of time and you're not going to miss much. Personally, unless it's a really big, like, impactful combat in Critical Role, I always turn that stuff to 1.5, 2x speed, because the combat, while it's fun and interesting, is not really the biggest thing that I enjoy from D&D, especially 5e. So fun little tip there to help you sift through Critical Role. From here, we're going to venture on into Campaign 2, and we're going to watch this as we would all the way through. Having watched Campaign 1, we have kind of a greater understanding of the bigger world of Exandria at this point, which is going to help us understand a lot of the stuff that happens in Campaign 2, and so on, as the knowledge we gain from Campaign 1 and 2 will help us kind of in the overall world building and the setup setup of Campaign 3. After Campaign 2, I highly recommend watching Exandria Unlimited Calamity, Critical Role's mini-series featuring Brennan Lee Mulligan as the DM. Now, this 4-episode series specifically is a prequel episode to a large event that happened earlier on in Critical Role, hundreds of years before the campaigns take place. Now, besides this miniseries being Critical Role's absolutely best content they've ever put out, in my opinion, it also serves to give us a lot of really important history of events that have happened in the world, knowledge of gods, all of these crazy things which are going to better inform us from everything we've learned from campaigns 1 and 2, and also help inform us for the craziness that's going to come in campaign 3, which you should watch after watching EXU Calamity. Now, some of the Critical Role fans may be wondering, what about the other miniseries, Fraud? Well, personally, I only watched a little bit of Exandria Unlimited, not to be confused with Exandria Unlimited Calamity. Exandria Unlimited is the one featuring Abria Iyengar as the DM. Personally, I didn't really enjoy this miniseries very much for a variety of reasons. Its story, though, in totality, is pretty good and helps to give you a better understanding of certain characters that will be appearing in Campaign 3, certain player characters. So if you want to get a better understanding of certain character dynamics that happen in Campaign 3 and potential story, watch it, don't watch it, it's really up to you. Personally, I didn't watch it, and I didn't miss out on what I think to be anything. As well, there's a bunch of other one-shots and miniseries. A lot of them have nothing to do with Critical Role. Out of all of those, I do recommend watching Talos and Jaffe's Call of Cthulhu one-shot, as that was super entertaining, and I personally am a big fan of the Call of Cthulhu game series, as well as Undeadwood, run by Brian W. Foster. Nothing to do with Critical Role, just fun little one-shot miniseries-esque stuff that the Critical Role cast had put on. Oh yeah, I also forgot there are 2 episodes to Search for Grog. You do not have to watch them. They are kind of like follow-ups to the end of Campaign 1. So I would probably watch those at the end of Campaign 1, after watching the end of it. Now, obviously, this is a lot of content to get through. Both Campaigns 1 and 2 have over 100 episodes, like we said, each 3 to 4 hours long. So that speed up button is going to be your friends, guys. As well, if you just want to watch Campaign 3 because you want to watch along with the live stream eventually, you can do that. I highly recommend watching EXU Calamity before you begin to watch through the VODs of Campaign 3, trying to get up to where it's live, as it's, like we said, it's going to give you kind of a better understanding of the broad lore that is occurring. It's almost kind of like the Silmarillion to the Lord of the Rings. Not really, but in as much as it is a prequel that helps to give us answers for a lot of things that happen in modern Exandria, where the modern campaigns of Critical Role take place. And as well, it's freaking banging. Brennan Lee Mulligan is like one of the best DMs ever, and yeah, it's absolutely amazing. If you've never watched a D&D live stream, or you have no idea what the D&D is, go watch EXU Calamity, because I can almost guarantee you that will get you hooked. It's 4 episodes, each between 3 to 5 hours long, relatively very palatable for a D&D campaign in a D&D kind of mini series. So please watch EXU Calamity, guys. So to summarize, if you're trying to get into Critical Role and you're just absolutely intimidated by the huge behemoth of content that it is, here's my recommendations. First, watch Legend of Vox Machina animated series. Second, watch Campaign 1 starting from episode 28, The Sun Tree, onwards. Then proceed to Campaign 2, stop at Campaign 2 to watch Exandria Unlimited Calamity featuring Brennan Lee Mulligan, then venture on to Campaign 3. All of this content, minus the Legend of Vox Machina, is available on the Critical Role YouTube channel. If you don't have access to Amazon Prime, I highly recommend watching Campaign 1 starting at episode 27 or 28 at the beginning of the Briarwood arc, as you're going to skip a lot of the real awkwardness of the beginning of Campaign 1, which I really don't like to look back on it. As always, guys, if you enjoyed the video or learned something new, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, as it really does help me out a lot, especially in these crazy times that I am in right now. Your guys' support has meant so much to me, both financially and emotionally, so I do appreciate it. As always, guys, I hope to see you in the next video. Stay safe out there. Peace, love, adieu.